Before we get into the video, I just want to let you guys know that I was in a rush to get this video done before the release of the new Lost Island DLC, and I didn't get to put as much time and detail into the video as I wanted. I hope you guys will still enjoy it. Roughly 3 months ago, I stopped playing ARK and left B Team, which was my current tribe at the time. I left everything behind. I wasn't enjoying the game as much as I used to. The devs didn't seem to care about that game, neither did they care about the PvP community. ARK was dying, and so was my love for the game. Let me tell you something. You can take me out of ARK, but you'll never be able to take ARK out of me. I will see you guys in the new Lost Island DLC. I want to say thanks to B Team for all the good times we had. It was a wild ride. This video was my last raid with the B Team. Shadow Cave, one of the strongest base locations in ARK, one of the biggest and best caves in ARK, home to the rats buried deep down below the surface, where no one else goes, except the B Team. Now if this cave was so strong and ranked as one of the best caves in the game, how on earth would we get inside? Well, let me explain. This so-called raid wasn't much of a raid. It was more than that. This was an invasion. The mission for Phase 1 was simple. We had to bridge the first room and gain control of the tunnel. Lucky for us, the rats were asleep. After taking control of the first room, the rats were awake, so we started putting some pressure on the crouch and began Phase 2. The mission for Phase 2 was complex, and for it to work, we needed some luck. We needed to place some sleeping bags in a hidden location inside the tunnel, and hope that the rats wouldn't find it. Once we had the sleeping bags in position, we spent some time testing a few strategies to get past the crouch, and once we had the information we needed, we left. And we would return 2 weeks later, in hopes that our sleeping bags were still in position. We spent the next 2 weeks preparing gear for the raid. The reason we waited so long to return to the cave wasn't because we weren't ready. It was because we wanted the rats to forget about us and execute Phase 3 when they least expected it. Well, that's what we were hoping for. It was finally time to execute our plan. We set up a small fob filled with gear so that once we were ready, we could move everything inside the cave and use that as our new fob. This would save us a lot of time later on. Now something I didn't mention is only 2 of us had sleeping bags placed, which means we only had 2 lives. The goal was to spawn inside the tunnel and clear our way through until we were able to place a bed so everyone else could spawn in. If we die here, it's over. There is no coming back. And to make things even harder, the rats are awake and ready for us. We started out by crafting some dust and element, and then we had to deal with our first obstacle, aggressive bloodstalkers. I apologize in advance for my audio being bugged. Majority of voices and game sounds were muted throughout the video. After the tunnel was cleared and beds were placed, everyone else spawned in and we got to work. And just like that, within the first few minutes of the raid, we already had 2 members of the enemy team unconscious. It was time to split up into separate groups. 3 of us would hold the crouch, while the other 2 pushed the first room with the goal to get our own teleporter down, and the final person was keeping a close eye on the prisoners. Soon enough the first room was now clear, and we had set up our own teleporter, although the cave dwellers were still fighting back, trying to breach the prison. Just about everything was going how we planned, but how exactly were we going to get past the crouch? Well, we had one idea. That idea was to fill their cave with our dinos, and when I say fill, I mean fill. For about 2 hours we hit every single person in our tribe on a cryo timer. Our plan was to meet run their dinos with ours. And that is exactly what we did. Not only did we throw stegos in there, we threw rockets, we threw carnos, bloodstalkers, shadow mains, and we had everything on aggressive. We also had them turret capped. Things were not looking good for them. After multiple rocket runs and stegos strapped with C4, the war was almost gone. It was only a matter of time. cave rats were starting to log off, there was only one person left online. We continued to clear the rest of the cave. Things were starting to look very good for us. We had one more room left to wipe, although some of our members did log off. We had wiped the enemy's war room, and still had multiple of their members caged. They had given up. That's exactly what we thought. They might have given up on the cave, but they didn't give up on us. We had people attacking one of our other servers. Not only did we have people attacking other servers, there were people attacking the front of the Shadow Cave. And just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, there was a brand new full 6-man that just got teleported into the back of the cave by the original base owners. The world was against us. Our luck had finally run out. And on top of all that, there was only 3 of us to defend. And as you can see, the teeming donkeys thought it would be a good idea to upload a video of it. Now it might seem like we lost this raid, but to us, we won. We wiped a crouch online, and that was all that matters.